Hello everyone, and welcome back to Writing Tutorials. Today's topic is a guide on how to write an employee transfer request letter. This letter is typically written when an employee wants to move from one location of their company to another, often due to personal or family reasons, or to seek career growth within the same organization. In this example, we'll go through a sample transfer request letter written by an employee named Mark Hamilton. Each section of the letter serves a specific purpose, and I'll be explaining every part in detail. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to structure and personalize a transfer request letter to make your case clearly and professionally. Let's get started. Header section, contact information. At the top of the letter, we start with Mark's contact information, including his name, address, email, and phone number. This information is essential for keeping everything professional and organized. Here's how it looks. Mark Hamilton. 123, Oak Lane. Springfield, Illinois, 62704. mark.hamilton@email.com. 555-123-4567. Including your contact details here gives HR an easy way to reach out for follow-up or further discussion. It also gives a polished and professional look to the letter. Always ensure your details are up to date, especially if you've recently moved or changed your contact information. Next, we have the date of the letter, which in this example is November 15, 2024. Adding the date is important because it creates a timeline and establishes when the transfer request was officially made. This can be especially helpful if HR needs to prioritize or plan transfers. Recipient's information and subject line. After the date, we include the recipient's information, which, in this case, is the HR manager, Karen Stevens. Here's what we have. Karen Stevens. Human Resources Manager. Tech Solutions Corp. 987, Maple Avenue. Chicago, Illinois, 60601. This section is very important. Addressing your letter directly to the person responsible, in this case, the HR manager, ensures that it reaches the right person without delay. If you're writing your own letter, look up the name and title of the relevant HR contact to keep it accurate and professional. Next, we have a subject line, which reads, Employee Transfer Request. The subject line makes the purpose of the letter clear and easy to identify, especially if the letter is part of a larger stack of HR communications. Be direct but concise here so that HR can quickly understand what the letter is about. Greeting and opening paragraph, stating the request. Now we move into the main body of the letter, starting with a formal greeting, Dear Ms. Stevens. The opening paragraph is where Mark states the main purpose of his letter. He writes, I am writing to formally request a transfer from my current position as Senior Software Developer in the Development Department at our Springfield office to a similar role within the Development Department at our Chicago location. I have been a part of Tech Solutions Corp. for 5 years, and this transfer aligns well with both my professional goals and personal circumstances. In this opening, Mark is clear and straightforward. He immediately states what he's requesting, a transfer to the company's Chicago location, and provides his current position, which is Senior Software Developer. This type of clarity is essential because it leaves no room for confusion about his intentions. He also mentions that he's been with the company for 5 years, which subtly reinforces his commitment to the organization. By tying his transfer request to both his professional goals and personal circumstances, Mark makes it clear that this move is thoughtful and well considered. Second paragraph, highlighting skills and contributions. Next, Mark elaborates on his experience and dedication in his role. Here's how he puts it. As a dedicated member of the team, I have developed a strong understanding of my role and responsibilities, as well as a positive working relationship with my colleagues and supervisors. My tenure in this role has not only strengthened my skill set but also prepared me to contribute effectively in a new setting. I believe that a transition to the Chicago office would allow me to bring my experience and knowledge to a new team and continue my growth within Tech Solutions Corp. In this paragraph, Mark explains that he has a deep understanding of his role and has built strong working relationships, which suggests he's a team player. He then mentions how this experience has enhanced his skill set, preparing him for a transition to a new location. This shows HR that Mark is confident he can adapt to a new setting while continuing to deliver value. When writing your own letter, take the time to showcase your skills, experience, and any achievements that make you an asset. This will give HR confidence in approving your transfer request. Third paragraph, reason for transfer. Now, Mark explains his reason for the transfer. This transfer request is largely motivated by family obligations, as my spouse recently accepted a position in Chicago. I am confident that my dedication, adaptability, and commitment to the company's mission will remain unwavering, regardless of my location. In this case, Mark's reason for requesting the transfer is family-related. His spouse has a new job in Chicago. By mentioning this, he adds a personal and relatable dimension to his request, which can sometimes make a request more compelling. At the same time, he reassures HR that his dedication and commitment to the company won't change. If you're making a similar request, be honest about your reason but keep it brief and professional. Avoid too many personal details, just enough to provide context without going overboard. Fourth paragraph, offering assistance for transition. Mark then shifts to the practical aspects of the transfer, saying, I am more than willing to discuss any requirements or preparations needed to ensure a smooth and effective transition, both for my current responsibilities and the proposed transfer. Please let me know if any additional information or documentation is needed to support this request. Here, Mark offers his assistance in making the transfer process as seamless as possible. He's showing that he cares about his current team's continuity and that he's willing to help prepare his responsibilities for transition. This paragraph is important because it shows HR that Mark is responsible and considerate, and that he's thinking about both his current team and the team he'll be joining. If you're writing your letter, consider adding a similar line to show your willingness to cooperate with the transition process. Closing paragraph, expressing gratitude and interest in discussion. Finally, Mark closes with a polite and positive note. Thank you for considering my transfer request. I am hopeful that we can work together to make this transition beneficial for both myself and Tech Solutions Corporation. I look forward to discussing this request further at your convenience. Here, Mark expresses gratitude and leaves an open invitation for further discussion. This positive tone is a great way to finish the letter, as it shows respect for HR's time and consideration. When you're closing your own transfer request, make sure to thank the recipient and let them know you're available for follow-up. Sign-off and signature. Mark ends the letter with a formal sign-off. Sincerely, Mark Hamilton, Senior Software Developer. Employee ID 789123. He signs off with his name, position, and employee ID, which is useful for HR records. This provides a professional closing touch and makes it easy for HR to follow up on his request. And that wraps up our sample employee transfer request letter. I hope this tutorial has given you a clear understanding of how to write a transfer request that's both professional and effective. Remember, clarity and respect are key in these types of letters, so make sure each section serves a purpose and is easy to follow. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to Writing Tutorials for more practical guides on writing for the workplace. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.